Star Trek Prodigy, Season 2, Episode 17 review. Brink. So, this time, Gwen gets to figure out how to be a captain, and Dal gets to be a first officer.
I do appreciate that I do appreciate that he was able to be like, no. This is your mission. I support you.
If only she knew the universal law. You never split up.
Yeah.
But you'll cover more ground.
Like, no. No splitting up.
Just Fred from Scooby-Doo going, hey, what? Works for us. Not so much for Shaggy and Scooby, because they tend to get the one getting chased, but it works for me.
I mean, they do also find all the food, so.
That's true. Even if it's a couple years past expiration date.
Does that really matter to them?
Nope.
Really?
No.
But yeah. He did, but we're supposed to stick together. Whose mission is this? Right. This is your decision. So we'll split up.
So they have this like device called like a replicator, right? It can make things right.
It can only make certain things.
Are you saying it couldn't have made a bunch of those teleportation things?
Nope.
Yeah.
And they probably only had so much time to construct it and test it and make sure it's good. And then
think
so.
About you,
and also, if nothing else, plot.
Yeah, but just from that concept, you know how factory lines work, right? You know how sometimes things get all messed up if you're just like reproducing the same thing over and over again. Mass production, there's always like some sort of off thing sometimes.
That's true.
You don't want that if it is a life and death situation.
That's true.
Therefore,
they might also have to deal with disavowal, the availability of being disavowed, because if it's reasonable that they might have stolen one of those things.
If
Say they
stole
like
10 of them.
Yeah. If a group of ragtag, people that are known for kind of going off on their own, go off on their own and steal one teleporter thing, that's one thing. But if like they all have them, they all have exactly the number they need for everybody to have one, then it starts to look a little more like, things aren't, like they could pretend like, oh no, they stole that one, they found it, they stole it, we caught them, but they teleported down before we could do anything about it. Like, there's some plausible deniability there, because they've stolen a ship before. That's they've stolen 2 ships before. It's like them stealing one teleporter thing. It's like, it's not out of their question for these guys, because that's what they do.
I always love the trope. It's like, we can't do it, but you're technically not part of our organization, so we won't get in trouble if you do it.
I mean, it's a very common thing, common trope.
Like,
I
know. That's why I said
even
I love
even in the real world, it's like y'all are, we'll just disavow if anything happens. Bye, have fun, good luck. Don't call us if anything goes wrong.
Also, I mean, no offense, because space politics are very confusing. I don't really see the problem if Starfleet went on the planet because technically she declared war first.
Yeah, but she may have declared war, but they're still trying to find a peaceful solution before they confirm the war. You know, it's like
escalating the situation before it needs to be escalated.
Yeah.
If a peaceful solution, or a surreptitious solution can be had, that's not going to cause any more actual fighting. Like if they can make this work, fix the timeline, save the planet and whatnot, then and stop the war from happening, then great. That means nobody hadn't basically nobody had to die for that to happen. That's a diplomatic or a sneaky solution are always better than having to fight a full out war.
Exactly.
That's true. Hey, but at least
if you can
past,
huh?
At least her past, present, current self is not evil.
Yeah.
For now.
It's like, I can't believe I turned into be that thing.
Okay. Although, didn't their dad say the same thing?
Yeah, well, time does that to you. Glad to see he's still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have to, in order for everything to work back out, he'd have to follow the path he did before. Like,
yeah,
maybe he rules for a while and then he goes and he sets things up per the records that they tell him the stories of what he did.
It's like, God,
and then he kind of like, but I still got to do all that. I'll know now that I didn't mean it. You'll know now that I didn't mean it, but just that I had to close the loop.
Yeah.
Or was he's like, hey, you still need to be an ass, but I'm gonna erase your memory of all this.
Possibly. I mean, the whole wibbly wobbly timey wimey bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna quite close this loop yet, but I mean, we did get he said the was it wormhole tech or whatever it was. He was saying that he basically tricked her into building for them. Like, and yeah, Crusher. Yeah, if something is quite literal, you need to be very explicit that it's literal.
Yeah, it's literally stated. Oh, we thought you meant in spirit. No, literally. Not the figuratively, literally. I mean literally. But hey, at least in the end they came together.
Yeah.
Not how they wanted though. Although, like, I wonder how far the range on that teleporter was. Because I would just, like, beam everybody on there and just use the numbers on the ship. It's like, oh, hey, you're surrounded now. It's like, oh, well, shit. Guess we lose.
Yeah, but I mean, they still have the entire planet to contend with.
I know. But yeah, I could teleport the entire planet onto the ship. And also, it'd be like, maybe we shouldn't attack the ship that has our leader on it, or, they could kill her. I know Starfleet wouldn't, but...
And also, since she is she's only the part of a movement, there's always the chance that without her in this picture, she can, be replaced.
Huh.
The rebellion movement could actually find some footing.
Yeah, but it's all a bunch of paperwork and stuff. It would take at least 6 months to find a new person. Just go into one of those dumps. Okay, 6 months is up. It's like, oh yeah, they caught like some traveler. God damn, it's Wesley, isn't it? That trick of making the guns disappear was pretty cool, though. You don't want to mess with the traveler. Well, okay. Before, ironically, I was gonna say, well, he didn't see that coming, but apparently he did see that coming.
Yeah. But he had to make it believable.
Oh yeah.
I do like the puppeting thing.
Oh yeah.
of the guard. Like, I don't think there was a translation for that, but from context, it sounds like,
all hail the Valnakat or something like that.
Well, and probably a joke of some kind, because they were kind of laughing, going, "Oh, okay."
It's like I had too much. Insert whatever alien liquor they drink, so don't mind me. It's like, oh, that's just Jim being Jim again.
Yeah, that's how I took it. It's like I was a little plastered.
Or alternatively, having some sort of gastrointestinal thing, whatever the equivalent of bean burritos. He ate too many bean burritos, and you don't want to be around here, guys. You may want to stop there, because damn.
Oh yeah.
You can't smell it. You can't smell it now, but yeah, you may not want to come much closer. Wait till this whole thing sort of wafts out a little bit, and then it won't be so bad. But right now, yeah.
Kind of makes me wish they had a translation like they do for Klingon.
Well, I think it's funnier when you can. It's also funnier because you can slide in whatever you want for what he's saying. Like, just you can put whatever you want in there, as long as it makes sense, that it makes them kind of laugh and walk away. Like, it was kind of a free joke, because they don't need to actually write the joke, because they just kind of say some stuff that sounds fairly reasonable for the language, and then as long as they said something fairly reasonable for the language, they react appropriately, and everyone reacts appropriately, no problem.
Yeah.
Just kind of like the killer joke.
Yeah, you don't need to know what the joke is. Just know that the joke itself isn't funny, but because you don't never hear it, but but you can tell whatever the joke is about. The joke, it's a meta joke.
Zero got mad though. It's like, I lost my body. Yeah, it all worked out. It all works out at the end.
Are you a bodyist?
Yeah, yes I am. I guess Murph isn't as pliable or whatever as I thought he was. I mean, he's still squishy. He can still squeeze through things.
Yeah, he's definitely no octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murph probably has a diameter that he can. This is the minimum that I can be squished.
Yeah.
And if I it can be squished, and it's like the cats can basically, was it cats that can fit anywhere they can fit their head through or something?
Yeah.
Every all their bones are all their hips and shoulders and all that. They have no collarbone, or their collarbone is flexible or something. It was weird. I forget.
Yeah,
what the
if their
exact
head
thing.
can fit, it can fit.
Yeah.
An octopus can fit anywhere that doesn't that their beak can fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have no bones at all.
Yeah. Yeah. But
that'd be a great horror movie.
That would be what?
That'd be a great horror movie. You're hiding in a room from a giant octopus. There's just a small hole. You're like, oh, thank God, I can't get in here. Think again.
You see the squishies.
You initially defeat him by finding the materials for a flamethrower and make some make some grilled calamari.
Actually, that
That would be
sounds.
squid, though, I think.
Oh, that sounds good. Right
That's
there.
squid.
Yeah, that is good. That sounds
Yeah.
so good. Let's see what else. So we got her dad and Wesley back on the ship. I'm gonna say Wesley just needs to recover for a little bit, and then I'll just stop time, rescue them, and call it all good.
I mean, it depends on how many episodes we have left.
I think it's like 3. I think.
Oh damn.
This is 17, and there's 20 episodes.
Oh damn.
Yeah, 18, 19, 20, because there's a 2-parter, and there's a 1-parter and a 2-parter. I forget which way it goes. I think Touch of Grey is a 2-parter, and then there's a 1-part finale or something to the season. Could be wrong. I think Touch of Grey is 2 episodes, and I think that's the next thing. I'd have to look. So, yeah. I mean, they have 3 episodes, so they're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to Oxina somehow.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, like. They've been sewing some threads for a while, and they're gonna be pulling them all together at the end here. And they just didn't really pick up on what those threads are gonna be because we don't have that information. And like all those threads will start coming together, and like we might even get some montages to say, oh yeah, you remember all those things that went right on the Infinity? Well, that was this, and like maybe at some point they go through and they start Bill and Tedding this thing, and oh yeah, we need to go back in time and fix all that, jump around when they have the wormhole tech. They get access to the wormhole tech, and they bounce around fixing everything and sort of adjusting the timeline so it all lines back up. Getting Tars Lamore back, getting that back, Protostar back to Tars Lamore and all that stuff. Though I don't know what they're gonna do with it, because are they going to? Are they right? They have kind of 2 options to sort of wrap up this storyline, assuming they're not going to get another season, or they can leave the storyline hanging. Enough of the storyline, like they resolve.
Get another season.
Yeah, well, they resolve the Essentia situation, but they don't resolve the Protostar situation yet. Like they get this war is resolved. Like we don't have, because they got like an hour and a half to stop the war, get the Protostar back where it needs to be, stop Essentia, get all the timelines straightened back out. Like there's a lot going on here, and so like maybe they'll do it in 3, maybe they won't. But like I would like to see them I would like to see them not intentionally leave this on a cliffhanger.
Well, it
without
looks like there's going to be a season 3. Well,
yeah,
maybe.
but if there is, that's fine. But I really don't like it when they decide, hey, you know what will ensure we get another season? Leave it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
then you
And
don't.
then they don't, and it pisses me off because you watch it and you're like, ooh, what's gonna happen? And then it's nothing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem. It looks like it is gonna be a cliffhanger.
Ugh.
Yeah, but if we get another season, maybe they'll sort everything out.
Yeah.
Because there's enough of a story with these, with this group that.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't need
they are coming up with a new series as well.
Oh.
That's coming out in 2026.
Yeah.
Academy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it
was. Which sounds like it's going to be a live action though, so that might be kind of hard to get like Dal and them without major season.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be involved. But yeah, I think they can. Like, there's enough these, this group can get enough mischief. This group can get into with what they've done so far, that, like, even if you do go in and you resolve it before the end of the season, you get Pro Star War back where it needs to be, resolve all the time loops and all the problems, get everything, the timeline nice and straightened out. Even if they do all of that, they get everything right, everything is set, that's resolved by the end of the season, there's still plenty of reason to go out and do stuff. Like, it just wouldn't be with, necessarily with the Protostar. It would be, you could have them do all sorts of interesting things.
But that's the beauty of it. It's not named Star Trek Protostar. It's called Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah.
So as long as it involves that group, or a group of prodigious characters, then it doesn't matter what ship they're on.
Yeah. So who knows what what they could get up to with,
who knows what the future will hold.
Yes.
Yeah, they could get up to all sorts of hijinks, because that's just kind of the characters they are.
I know.
And so,
I mean, they already have a video game, although that takes place during the first season. So,
but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, they could do most anything with them from there. Like, what do you like? Assuming they when they finally wrap up the whole, temporal problems, get all the temporal mechanics straightened out. Like, okay, well, what do you do with them next? Okay, well, you put them on, you keep them on the Voyager A, and you have them do more random stuff. And
that does remind me, within the episode itself, it's like, oh, you're the other Essentia. 2 Essentias? I hate time travel.
Yeah, there's a very O'Brien, I hate temporal mechanics about that.
Right?
Yeah. I know what the last episode's gonna be. They're gonna be on their, they're gonna like start off on their journey to fix everything. But at the very end of the credits, you hear the TARDIS.
Actually, they were trying to make a crossover, like they were like in the apparently there's like a crossover situation in the works, although I'm not sure how that's going to work with Disney / BBC / Paramount / what the fuck ever.
I mean, hey, just give it a few years and Disney will own Star Trek.
Disney has to buy up Paramount.
Yeah, just give it a few years.
Paramount just got bought out by Skydance, I think, or it's in the process of it. So I don't think they're going to be selling anytime soon.
Still, give it a few years. Disney will own everything.
Remember, smile. You belong to Disney.
I could still see a crossover. I mean, wouldn't it be the first time that like Disney has crossed over something else? Like Disney has crossed over with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, and the probability of that ever happening again is very unlikely.
Yeah, and the all the contracts for, you're talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah. The contracts for that were insane. Like,
shit, so many hoops they had to jump through.
Yeah, if you had this character, they had the exact same, screen time as this character. Everything had to be really even, and you couldn't do anything that made it either look worse or better. They had to be as equal as possible.
Yeah.
And they were like checking, like, oh, you have 50 seconds of this character. Well, you need to have 50 seconds of this character.
That's why they did it the way they did with like Donald and Daffy in the piano scene, and Mickey and Bugs in the parachute scene for that exact reason, because it's like you have to have exactly the same amount of time with our people as your people, otherwise we aren't going to agree to this.
Yeah.
And so I mean they managed to do it and they got it made, but man.
And it was like it was a banger of a movie, so
yeah. It was a good movie.
the probability of it ever happening again though is very slim to none.
Yeah. I have nothing more than that said. What about you? Oh, a little girl is here. When she was talking in the, I don't want to call it a war room, but when she was talking.
Oh yeah. Why do we have this little girl here? Because who invited this little girl here? That would be the Admiral.
Yeah, the Admiral did. Oh, okay.
And because she has pertinent information to try to resolve this peacefully. Oh, peaceful? We really are stuck on that peaceful thing?
Apparently. Yeah, I got nothing more.
Okay.
Okay.